Hi, this is Ann with Finance on the Offense, and I'm sure you've noticed in the last few weeks that the stock market has been going a little bit crazy, and you're probably wondering, like we all are, is a recession on the horizon? In this video, I'm going to go over a few reasons why recessions have happened in the past, and I'm going to give you my opinion on whether or not I think a recession is coming in 2022. All right, let's get started. So what causes a recession to happen? Number one, supply and demand imbalance. Right now in the economy, supply and demand are a little out of whack. There's more demand for products than the nation can actually produce right now. Right now we're seeing the Great Resignation, so people are quitting their jobs like crazy. And if you want to know more about the Great Resignation, I actually made a video about that, and it'll be right up here on the screen above. But anyway, companies are having trouble keeping employees, so they're not able to produce as much as they want. And we're seeing this on our shelves. Sometimes when you go in and you want to buy something, you just can't find it. And there are other reasons for that too. We're also seeing major supply chain problems, which also leads to products not being able to get into the stores. And this leads to number two, inflation. Every recession since World War II except one has seen an increase in inflation before the recession happened. The last three recessions saw an increase in inflation under 3 percentage points, but 5 out of the 8 had an increase of higher than 3 percentage points. Right now, we're more than 4 percentage points more than normal. For the rolling 12 months before February 2022, the inflation rate was up to 7.9%. And that is the highest since January 1982. Number three is shocks to the economy, where something unexpected disrupts growth and expansion of the economy. Now, I bet we can all think of one major shock to our economy in the last few years. Yes, that's right, COVID. COVID caused some massive economic problems through the whole world. There were lockdowns, supply chain problems, and COVID just instilled fear in a lot of us, and that is never good for the economy. Another example of kind of a shock to the system is Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Number four is bubbles in the economy. Some examples of this are the dot-com bubble in 2001 and the housing bubble in 2008. It actually looks like we have another housing bubble going on right now, but I think the reasons for the high prices of houses right now is a lot different than what it was in 2008. Right now, it seems to be kind of a supply and demand problem, but back in 2008, there was a lot of really terrible credit out there. There were a lot of subprime loans, meaning people would borrow money that they couldn't afford to pay back, and this caused default. And this happened on such a wide scale that it caused a recession. And that problem is not what's happening now, from what I hear from the experts. Number five is interest rates. The Federal Reserve recently raised interest rates for the first time since 2018. They raised them to a range between 0.25% and 0.5%. And they also kind of hinted to us that that rate could climb to 2% before the end of 2022. And this goes along with number six, economic projections. They also lowered their economic growth projections for the year. Raising interest rates usually tends to slow down inflation, but it also slows down the economy, so it's sort of a trade-off. Number seven is negative wage growth. Now, I mentioned before on this channel that inflation basically reduces the amount that your money will buy. So if inflation is high like it is right now at 7.9%, that means you would need to have gotten a raise of 7.9% or higher to not actually lose money over the course of the year. Now, there aren't too many companies that are offering 8% raises to current employees. Most of them still give the older rate of 2 or 3% as a cost of living raise. So most of us are actually losing money even if we got a raise. Really, most of us don't think of inflation that way. We just think, oh yay, I got a raise. But we do notice that all the prices are higher than they were before. So that causes us to kind of pull back and spend less money. And when people spend less money, that slows the economic growth and can lead to a recession. Number 8 is fear. When people and the media lose confidence in the stock market and economy, it can cause kind of a mass panic where everybody decides to, instead of spending money on things, pull back and save their money. Being defensive or conservative with our buying habits causes the economy to slow down. When sales start to slow down, companies see that and they're like, well, we don't really need this many people. And they start laying off employees. Then the unemployment rate goes up. And all these things, when put together, they kind of add fuel to the fire, causing more and more people to lose confidence in the economy. Another way to say this is when we all start believing that a recession is coming, we change our buying habits. We start stockpiling money. We start being more frugal and saving instead of spending. And then we actually end up causing the recession. So it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. So will we have a recession this year? I don't think that any of these indicators mean that we will 100%, but I do think it's a possibility. Recessions tend to happen about every 10 years, so we are technically due for one. But no matter what happens, you should still continue with dollar cost averaging. Basically, keep investing the same amount week after week. And by the way, if you don't know what dollar cost averaging is, I also have another video about that, and I'll put that in the description below. Alright, if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, just hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it and you'll be notified every time a new video comes out. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you!